Nice conditions here at Lincoln Financial Field. If they had played this game at 9 a.m. Eastern, this might have been the new version of the Fog Bowl. It was soupy out there this morning in Philadelphia. Kansas City has won the toss. They have deferred to the second half. We know that the Eagles come in a bit desperate. The way that they were handled by Dallas on Monday night was a bit concerning. With the Chiefs, yes, it's a couple of losses in a row for Andy Reid and company, but we just don't feel like anybody is all that concerned on the Kansas City side.
That's a difference in the last few seasons for both teams.
No doubt.
A little more desperation for Philadelphia. Hadn't had the same success. Kansas City, back-to-back Super Bowls.
Butker kicks it off. We're underway here in Philadelphia. A touchback. Eagles will have it at the 25-yard line. Jalen Hurts, we asked him about practice this week. He thought execution was at a very high level. He could feel it on both sides. And now the question, will it translate to the field here today?
And especially with who he has up in front of him in terms of an offensive line that's had to be reconfigured even late this week with Lane Johnson not playing today for personal reasons, the right tackle. Looks like Jack Driscoll, just activated, is going to start at right tackle, number 63.
He is. And Landon Dickerson, who was on the right side last week, is on the left side. Nate Herbig is on the right side at guard. Dillard is at the left tackle spot. Shotgun, 4-receiver set, and they run it on first down. It's Miles Sanders. He gets hit as he tries to turn the corner on Mike Dana. Could not break free. It's a gain of 1 on the play. So this threw everybody for a bit of a loop. You thought Lane Johnson would be in there. You saw him at practice on Friday, and now some question marks on how this group will hold up. Jason Kelce is the only player on the starting offensive line that started at that same position in week 1.
Not only did I see Lane Johnson at right tackle, I saw Jack Driscoll at right guard, so he's had to shift in the last day too.
Take the handoff on the move. Hurts connects with Zach Ertz, and a good gain down the sideline. First down across the 35. A hookup of 13 yards. Anthony Hitchens trying to give chase. Defensively for Kansas City, this is still a group that is confident in what they can eventually do. No Frank Clark. Mike Dana once again gets the start. Nick Bolton, the youngster rookie out of Missouri, at one of the linebacking positions, and injuries. Rashad Fenton out. Charvarius Ward out. So Snead and Hughes in there at the starting cornerback spots. Underneath, Devontae Smith creating after the catch. Smith still going across the 40. First down, Philadelphia. A block from Arcega-Whiteside to help spring Smith for 22.
Number 19, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, as you noted, a tremendous block. That's the best part of his game. But as doing what Nick Sirianni needs to do for Devontae Smith, find ways to get him the ball in open space, and they did.
Play fake, Hurts on the money. Connection made on the hookup to Dallas Goedert. And Philadelphia's moving the ball with ease. That's a 21-yard chunk.
And how do you like the way they've started this ball game? All anyone talked about after Monday night was the lack of running plays. And I'm sure Kansas City expected to see them run it early. They did on play 1 with Miles Sanders. Since then, it's been all play action, quick throws from Jalen Hurts, and he's finding open receivers for nice chunks.
We asked Sirianni about that, the running game. He said, I know we have to run it more, and in fact, I probably have to let Jalen run it more. Give to Sanders. He tried the shake and bake move. He's limited to a 2-yard pickup inside, just short of the 15-yard line. Hitchens will get credit for the tackle. How about the pace right now for Philadelphia, Nick Sirianni?
I like it because Shane Steichen, the offensive coordinator, Nick Sirianni, I feel like they got together and said, look, everyone's expecting us to run the heck out of the football after last week. We'll show it early, and then let's get into doing what we can do and get Jalen Hurts into rhythm. Easy throws, easy completions, and they're playing at a nice pace that he's comfortable with from college.
Sanders came in, NFL best 8.9 yards per carry on first down. That was just 2. Hurts too high, and he had a man open, Zach Ertz. And the Hurts to Ertz connection nearly led to a touchdown.
And that's what's got to be the next step for Jalen Hurts' game, is the payoff. All right, you made the nice throws early, but when it's time to ring the bell, it has to be wrong. That ball's got to be on Ertz, but I do believe he got some good pressure, and there it is from Chris Jones. But that throw, that's got to be made. It's got to be put on the receiver because he was wide open.
Wasted opportunity there for Philly, now facing a 3rd and 8, 7th play of the drive. Opening possession. Shotgun. Hurts. Looking to get out of the pocket. The spin move. Hurts still on his feet. And Hurts will dart out of bounds short of the first down. Just shows all the moves that he has. Jarran Reed whiffs. Would have been a sack. Instead, it's a 5-yard pickup.
Don't know if you saw last night with the Auburn game with Bo Nix pulling that type of play, and it ended with a touchdown pass for the Tigers. Jalen Hurts, the same thing. He wanted to exit left at first, which is exactly where Kansas City wants him to go. When he exits left, it usually means he will run the ball. If he exits right, he's going to look to throw it downfield. Kansas City covered it all, and here they are going for it on 4th down.
Charles, this is a byproduct of teams going against Kansas City and maybe doing things you wouldn't normally do. 4th down and 3 early. And they decide not to kick the field goal. Greg Ward was out on the field, and now they're going to step away and not snap it.
Play clock. Timeout.
And when you predetermine that you're going to be aggressive like this, you cannot foil yourself
30 seconds
by misalignment or not being ready to go when you call that 4th down play. You have to be ready to do it.
It's a thought process there, just trying to catch Kansas City making a mistake, or did they go in thinking,
no, they went
we're going to go for it?
They went in thinking, we're just what you said earlier. We're playing Kansas City. We have to be aggressive. They had a play designed for that, and they couldn't get the right personnel and the right people ready to go.
But why even take the timeout? Just absorb the penalty at that
Kick
point.
it.
It's a short field goal either way.
It might have been a frustration thing, like, heck, timeout. You know, it might have been one of those things, because they've worked on that all week with the idea, if we get in this situation, this is what we're going to do, and they never even got the play launched.
Nick Sirianni, we asked him about the struggles. He said, look, we're a process-oriented team. I tell them that we can control the process. This had a lot to do with the penalties and the pre-snap issues.
Certified. Philadelphia called their first timeout.
And our referee, Lan Clark, just relaying the news that a timeout has been used by Philly. So a lot of good things on this opening drive, yet it ends with some negatives.
Should have hit the 3rd down, should have hit the pass to Ertz in the end zone. Would have been the payoff for the touchdown, missed opportunity. And then they never know what would have happened had they gone for it on 4th down, because they couldn't get set to go.
29-yarder, Jake Elliott converts. Philadelphia on the board first. 3-0 Eagles with 11:38 to play. First quarter. Andy Reid looking for his 100th win as head coach of the Chiefs. Would become the first NFL head coach to do that with 2 different teams. Of course, did it with Philadelphia. We asked him about the return. He said, look, great memories here. Still feels like yesterday in many ways. He told us going back last time, that was weird.
Yeah.
This time, it does feel different.
And Andy Reid being Andy Reid, he didn't just talk about being weird for him. Remember what he said? It's weird for Chip Kelly, too.
Yeah.
As the new head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, that here comes the guy who had been there before, always looking out for others.
That was week 3 of 2013, a Chiefs win here in Philly. Return man is Pringle, and he's bottled up short of the 25-yard line. That's where Kansas City will open up. TJ Edwards the play on special teams, and Patrick Mahomes, 2 interceptions last week. He had a stellar record in the month of September prior to this season. Well, it's a new month, which means Kansas City is expecting some new results.
Yeah, they're expected to take care of the ball. I mean, quit turning it over. They went up and down the field against Los Angeles Chargers, won in every category on offense except turnovers. 4 that they were given away. The guys talked about it in pregame on the show. Is Patrick Mahomes going to stay in the pocket a little bit more and deliver and be patient? We'll see.
Running play, a hole for Edwards-Helaire, and stood up. Good block by Joe Thuney to help get Edwards-Helaire upfield for 5. Offensively for Kansas City, yeah, a lot of new names on this offensive line, but Andy Reid's been happy with this group. Said that Andy Heck, the offensive line coach, has done a tremendous job coaching them up. Said that Trey Smith had some problems with Joey Bosa last week, but he said, who doesn't have problems with Joey Bosa? 2nd and 5, keep it on the ground again. Hard cut by Edwards-Helaire. Finished with 100 yards on the ground, but had that fumble. That's back-to-back weeks now that Edwards-Helaire has turned it over. And that's been a recurring theme for this Kansas City squad. Defensively, for Philadelphia, up front, that combination of Cox and Hargrave might be the best 1-2 punch in the NFL on the interior. Linebackers, they'll mix and match. And in the secondary, the return of Rodney McLeod, torn ACL last December. Flags down on 3rd and inches. Kansas City pointing in Philadelphia's direction. Did they get set up correctly?
In Dallas, Derek Barnett jumped in a tough situation there. That time it was Josh Sweat. Let's see.
Encroachment. Defense, number 94. 5-yard penalty. Results in a first down.
And there you go. And that's, in a nutshell, what has been the issue for Philadelphia.
Remember, they had 13 penalties in the game against Dallas. And I'm not quite sure what drew him and brought him offside, but he just handed an easy first down to Kansas City, running the football early. This young offensive line, one of the better things they do is fire out and hit people and be aggressive.
They lead the league in penalties. Toss it, Edwards-Helaire. Nice move on the outside for a first down grab. 11 yards, Steven Nelson, the former Kansas City Chief, over there for Philadelphia.
And let's take a good look as this drive continues. First, we take a look here with Nick Sirianni. We talked about the penalties. 13 on Monday night at Dallas, averaging nearly 12 per game. The discipline in that aspect, they are working out. We talked with Nick Sirianni, the way that he and his coaching staff are going about it. Let's see if the team absorbs it. But how will these Eagles play this Kansas City team? I think they're going to lay back and try and make them be patient all the way down the field.
They go Wildcat with some chicanery. Mahomes looks downfield and nothing available. Throws it at the feet of Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So that direct snap of Cole Hardman involved offensively. They got a little cute.
Yeah, trying to get that big play. They ran it a few times early. But watch back here. These guys do an excellent job of not being fooled. So you have both safeties getting deep in depth on Byron Pringle. And that's where Patrick Mahomes wanted to go with the ball after the flea flicker toss to it. But he did a nice job realizing it wasn't open, checking it down for the incompletion.
They spread it. 5 receivers. Mahomes pulls the trigger. Catch made by Tyreek Hill. And dances his way very close to first down yardage. Rodney McLeod over there defensively for Philly. So Kansas City right now just methodical. We've seen some more runs. And Mahomes not looking completely downfield as Eric Bieniemy and Andy Reid have designed this offense.
And that's exactly what is going to we have to look for in this game, how Philadelphia is going to want them to be methodical. Will Kansas City do that, or will they press and decide they've got to have big shots?
And they'll go to the fullback, Michael Burton, for a first down. They needed a yard. He got more than that, 4. Close to the 35-yard line. This drive continues for Kansas City. We check in with Evan Washburn.
And guys, probably not discussed enough when it comes to Patrick Mahomes is his growth in the area of patience. He touched on it because it's been tested this season, the way teams are defending them. But he feels like he's grown a lot in knowing that he just has to take what the defense gives him. When they come up, then they take the big shot.
And Evan, he added the fact that the last 2 weeks has been a wake-up call for this team. You have to earn everything that you get in this league. That has to be their mindset every week. Mahomes, the cannon. Tyreek Hill circles. Does he have the angle? Diving for the pylon. And Hill gets in. Touchdown, Kansas City. After the catch, Hill creates. Anthony Harris got spun around, and the Chiefs take the lead.
And look at the dive at the end, being pushed. Now he hit it with his hand, not the football. So I know all scoring plays will be reviewed, so they'll have to take a look. His hand hits the pylon, the football does not. I think he's going to be a little bit short, and they're going to have to play it out from there. But you talked about, will they be patient? Evan just talked about, the patience of Patrick Mahomes and maturation. They were patient on this drive, but you can do that with a guy like Tyreek Hill because he can turn it into a huge play.
Timeout.
So that seems pretty direct. That the ball was in the right arm, and he tapped the pylon with the left hand. They'll probably set this thing up at the 1 as Darius Slay with the shove that might save the touchdown, at least for now.
Can we even afford this house?
I'm pretty sure we can.
Pretty sure.
And by Audi and the all-new fully electric RS e-tron GT.
As expected, replay showed Hill was out of bounds inside the 1.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not set up in a power set here. I'd let this offensive line eat right now if I were them.
Mahomes, roll. Underhanded toss for the touchdown. Edwards-Helaire. Patrick Mahomes can come at you from every which angle. And put it on the highlight reel for Kansas City.
It'll go down as a touchdown pass for Patrick Mahomes. Essentially an elongated running play. I thought they'd come out and set up a little power set. Let this offensive line that likes to fire out and smack people have a chance to move people on the defensive front and gain a little extra confidence. Instead, they went to a bread and butter play for them. One of those elaborate, look one way, throw it the other, and they end up in the end zone anyway.
I think he's a good bowler.
I would not go out there and play against him, I'll guarantee you that. And I guarantee he's got great English on the ball when he puts it down the lane.
Extra point is good. 8 plays, 77 yards. So tack on another for Patrick Mahomes. We've seen no looks, and we've seen these before as well. That one was to Kelsey. Mahomes at New Orleans. Again, feed it to Kelsey. Again. And now Edwards-Helaire gets in on the bowling act.
And you know what's interesting when you watch Patrick Mahomes do it? I think the way that he tosses it is a control thing. Because many times on that type of a play, it's more of an underhand shovel, almost like an option pitch. He does it this way to make sure he's got maximum control and he can place it exactly where he wants it.
Kansas City's got a 7-3 lead on Philadelphia with 8:02 to go in this opening quarter. Scoring has not been an issue for Kansas City so far during the young season, averaging just under 31 points per game. This is also an Eagles defense that does not have an interception yet this season.
Just one takeaway on the season.
Returnable for Watkins. Slowed down and blown up at the 16-yard line. McKinnon, first man down the field for KC. Inside the NFL is now streaming. The hardest-hitting team of analysts in football provide expert insight, exclusive commentary you won't find anywhere else. Stream new episodes Tuesday at 9:30 Eastern exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Love the pace that they played with the Philadelphia Eagles on the first drive. Their openers, the calls that were made that they rehearsed through their script in practice during the week, worked almost to perfection. Now they're down 7-3 after all that. Let's see how they bounce back with this drive.
Quality opening drive, have to settle for 3. They get Gainwell out into space. And driven along the sideline by Tyrann Mathieu. Nice catch and run for 11 yards.
And as this game opens up for Philadelphia, one thing keeps running through my head, having had a conversation with Shane Steichen, their offensive coordinator. It's what he preaches to Jalen Hurts all the time. Completions, completions, completions. He said with Justin Herbert with the Chargers last year, he'd always tell him, tailback, 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 meaning take the check down, take the completions, move the ball. And that's what the Eagles are doing here early in this one.
Hurts is 4 of 5, 67 yards. Fake it on the inside run. Instead, looping around the speed of Jalen Reagor. So we've seen some creative play calls here, some misdirections, 13-yard rip for the second-year wideout out of TCU.
And when you don't have your full offensive line complement, other people have to help out. Tight end Dallas Goedert with a nice block out in front, and a good job running by Jalen Reagor, running through an attempted tackle for additional yardage.
Fake and throw to Quez Watkins. Utilizing these receivers, it's a young group. Watkins in his second year, Reagor in his second year, Devontae Smith is a rookie, Arcega-Whiteside is a third-year wideout, and another first down for Philadelphia.
Notice the pace that they're playing with, Ian. This feels a lot more like what he did at Oklahoma his last year there. Up-tempo, move the ball quickly.
Play action, take the easy completion underneath, and let Miles Sanders do the rest. Catch and run for Sanders. And Philadelphia is on the move once again. That covers 10 yards. Nick Bolton with the whiff.
This pace, this tempo helps in two ways. Number one, it takes a little bit of pressure off this offensive line. They don't have Jalen Hurts back in the pocket with a 7-step drop, having to hold blocks for very long. And number two, I mentioned it before, the pace that he played with at Oklahoma, this feels comfortable to him. This is a coaching staff meeting a young quarterback halfway.
Charles, this possession, 4 plays, 4 first downs. Solid run for Sanders, going right up the gut inside the 35 for 5. Good block from Andre Dillard. So let's give credit where credit is due with this Philadelphia offensive line. It's a makeshift group. Dillard given the opportunity because of the injury to Mailata. Dillard was in a battle with Mailata for that starting left tackle spot. Not only did Mailata win the job, he then got an extension.
Yeah, and the team started calling him Big Money. He had a new nickname after that. But the way they're opening things up, it's helping that offensive line when they do decide to run the football. A little bit more space.
Hurts on time. First down throw to Devontae Smith, the Heisman Trophy winner. Wrapped up by Mike Hughes.
Early in this game, save the missed throw in the end zone to Zach Ertz. Jalen Hurts has been very accurate in this one, Ian.
Shotgun formation, quick pace here for Philly. Gets rid of it quickly. And Quez Watkins on the receiving end for Philadelphia. Modest gain of 3 yards, pushed out by Daniel Sorensen. Hurts is one of 3 QBs to currently lead his team in rushing. Lamar Jackson, Daniel Jones, the other 2.
And at some point, expect to see a called quarterback run with Jalen Hurts. I wouldn't be surprised if they ran at Chris Jones, number 95, the defensive end, getting comfortable out there after being a defensive tackle. They want to put him in conflict, put him in a little bit of stress, make him think about what's coming his way.
Pump fake to one side, Hurts under pressure, and he dumps it at the feet of his offensive lineman with a flag thrown on the far side. L'Jarius Sneed put the heat on Jalen Hurts.
Good to send Steve Spagnuolo, defensive coordinator, and said, okay, enough of this. We're going to speed you up here, young man. I'm going to bring some pressure in the pocket. Brought a cornerback blitz.
The run-pass options this season for Philadelphia, they are second in the NFL behind Baltimore and Lamar Jackson. May have been an illegal shift. Officials coming together.
Illegal formation. Offense number 77. That penalties decline. 3rd down.
All right.
That typically means that he wasn't up on the line of scrimmage, doesn't it? Meaning the left tackle. In a legal formation, you've got to be up, within a certain amount so that it doesn't become a flying V formation with your offensive line.
So the line of scrimmage remains the 25-yard line. Philadelphia facing a 3rd and 7. They trail Kansas City 7-3. They'll go empty here. 5 receivers, dime package for Kansas City. Hurts lets it rip. Catch made, short of the first down. Zach Ertz.
Now, once again, you got an opportunity to come at him on 4th down, and they already had the plan, and they will go at him on 4th down. Good tackling in the secondary by Mathieu and Sneed to prevent Ertz from getting the first down and bring up another decision that Nick Sirianni, I think, made early this week. Every time we have a chance to be aggressive, you pointed it out earlier, Ian, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. We should go after them because field goals don't typically beat them.
10th play of the drive. Big run here, 4th and 2 in this opening quarter. 3 tight end formation. Here comes the rush. Hurts unrolls, complete. First down. It is Gainwell. Hurts gets rid of the football for 12 yards, and they convert on 4th down.
Good mobility by Jalen Hurts where he didn't panic when the rush got on him. He just took a couple of extra steps back into his right, allowed Gainwell to clear, the young rookie out of Memphis, who was a running back but had formerly been a slot receiver before being moved inside. He finds open space, and the Eagles pick up a key first down.
He opted out of the 2020 season for Memphis. Only 1 full year of college football for Gainwell. 1st and goal. Hurts steps up. Hurts has room. Flat down. And he's veered out of bounds inside the 5 with a penalty marker back at the 13-yard line.
Not a good spot for Philadelphia. And if there's one consolation for Kansas City as the call comes.
Holding. Offense, number 77. A 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
It's two consolations. One, the hold on Andre Dillard, but two, in their pass rushing, they're going to want to flush Jalen Hurts left. Typically, as we look at Dillard right here, typically when he moves to his left, he moves to his left to run the ball, and when he does throw, his accuracy goes way down. Moving to his right, he will run it, but his accuracy is up when he makes throws. So when they pass rush him, they want to push Jalen Hurts to his left until he proves he can hurt him going in that direction.
It remains first and goal, but back it up. Hurts, quick hitter. Gainwell, stiff arm inside the 5, and he coughs up the football. Right at the end of the play, the question, was he down? And the officials indicating that he was. Ben Niemann comes away with it.
Aurelian on the field is down by contact. Second down.
Good read by Jalen Hurts and a nice little block out on the corner by Devontae Smith, and they're going to go quickly to the line of scrimmage.
Second and goal. Hurts tosses. Oh, the hands! Touchdown! Dallas Goedert. What a snatch. Philadelphia back in front.
And once again, they caught Kansas City not able to get a line. Saw Alex Okafor, number 97, running from one side of the formation to another. They weren't quite in position. The pace of play, jumping up on the line of scrimmage, and as you called it, how about the hands of Dallas Goedert carrying it all the way through? Mike Hughes tight on the football the entire way as well. Goedert with the two hands, able to maintain possession for the touchdown.
The ball free right at the end of the play, and that's where everybody took a moment, including Goedert, looked over at the official, and the indication was a touchdown. 12 plays, 84 yards. Extra point from Elliott.
Two hands better than one there.
Dallas Goedert dealt with an ankle injury last year. He's a legitimate weapon for this Philadelphia offense alongside Zach Ertz. Fantastic grab on the pass from Jalen Hurts. The Eagles have it rolling offensively in the opening quarter.
Download it today.
Nick Sirianni, the head coach, has been engaging with just about everybody on the offense when Hurts came off the field, then walked over to Goedert to talk through that play. Hurts was outstanding on the drive, 8 of 9, 66 yards and a touchdown. There is one question. We're going to get into it with Gene Steratore here after the kick. The play before the touchdown. Should Kansas City have challenged it on the Gainwell catch and run? The turn man is Pringle. Oh, the ball is loose! Kansas City jumps on top of it. A big hit from Arcega-Whiteside. Let's take you back to what could have been deemed a fumble. Gene Steratore joins us now. Take us through that play, Gene.
Yeah, guys, I think it's a great play by Ben Niemann. We can see that he knocks the ball. It does come loose before Gainsworth hits the ground. Philadelphia does a great job of rushing up to the line of scrimmage. Kansas City doesn't throw a challenge flag there, and they get the snap off, and we know that the touchdown was what followed, but a challenge there would have caused a turnover.
Gene, you nailed it, because that ball was moving in the left arm of Gainwell. Edwards-Helaire tried to turn it upfield and gets hit after the gain of 3.5 by Anthony Harris.
So you see the ball's already moving as Gene described, so that means the fumble's initiated. Now the ball comes free. Who gets possession? Look at Niemann jumping over the top, and he grabs the football. That should have been Kansas City's football had they challenged, and those points wouldn't be on the board for Philadelphia.
Philadelphia got to the line very quickly, recognizing they didn't want to give KC any time. 2nd and 6. Mahomes. He's sacked. Firing through Josh Sweat. Signed to a big extension, 3 years, $40 million. Those are the kind of plays they're looking for from the defensive end.
But Josh Sweat jumped off sides on the first drive, trying to atone for it with an excellent pass rush off the edge. Had a contract extension before this season, and his play time is starting to up.
Illegal contact. Defense number 23. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Well, that negates that. Rodney McLeod is called for the illegal contact against Philadelphia.
And this is McLeod's first game back after an ACL in December of last year. Finally got the clearance and the go-ahead practice this week. Had a big brace on his knee when I watched him work out. His first action trying to get back into the fold. They are glad to have him back. He's the quarterback of their secondary.
10-year veteran, one of the leaders of this group. 3 penalties now against Philadelphia. And a first down for Kansas City. Darrell Williams is in. Williams, nice angle along the perimeter for Darrell Williams. Alex Singleton, the linebacker, over to make the play. 5-yard pickup. Well, when we asked Andy Reid about the back-to-back losses, he said it's all about turnovers. That's what he's told the guys. He said, you guys are not fumblers. He said to Patrick Mahomes, you're not someone who gets intercepted a lot. Fix those issues, and it's a completely different story.
First 246 touches of his career for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. No fumbles. Fumbles back-to-back games lately.
Williams gets the opportunity again. Back-to-back plays. He'll come up short of the first down. A 3-yard gain. Javon Hargrave will get credit for the tackle. End of the first quarter. Fun one so far in Philly. 10-7 the Eagles lead the Chiefs. Andy Reid back in the city of brotherly love. And this time his former team is trying to...
And by Uber Eats.
Well, fantastic offensive performance so far for the Philadelphia Eagles. They've run 19 plays, 158 yards. Kansas City has been mostly conservative, a lot of running plays. And they'll do it again with Darrell Williams with a flag down. Flag thrown on the far side, a 3-yard pickup on the first play of the second quarter on a 3rd and 2.
Illegal formation. Offense number 67. Uncovered at the end of the line. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
So it's Lucas Niang, second-year tackle. Opted out in 2020, so this is a really new group with Niang, Trey Smith, Creed Humphrey. Orlando Brown comes over from Baltimore. Joe Thuney comes over from New England.
New veterans on the left side in Thuney and Orlando Brown. New rookies from the center to the right side in Humphrey, Smith, and Niang. And I know Niang's not listed as a rookie, but you noted he opted out in 2020.
They are yet to target Travis Kelce. Play clock was winding down. And this play is whistle dead. Did they get that play off in time?
Prior to the snap. Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Did that not feel like the Detroit effect? Detroit-Baltimore, because we had it in our playoff game last year. As you see, as the play clock goes down. Remember, we had the playoff game last year, and Gene Steratore told us when it goes down to 0, they're checking to see if the ball's being snapped before they throw the flag. If it's not, then they throw the flag. It seemed like it took a little extra time in the Detroit-Baltimore game, and I have a feeling that within the officials' ranks, they said keep a better eye on that.
But Charles, that's also a delay of game after a penalty.
Yeah. That means you're not really in sync, is what that means. It means you're not aware of everything going on in your surroundings.
3rd down and 12. Mahomes handles the snap, gets out of the pocket. Mahomes looking to tuck and run. He does perfectly. Walking the tightrope on a chase down by Hargrave. First down, Kansas City.
And how about the way Mahomes on the tightrope, watch to the front. Barnett goes all the way upfield and opens up a lane, number 96 in the pass rush. But watch how he feels with his right hand to note where the defender is. And if the defender's there, he's going to go out of bounds. But if he's not, oh, I've still got some space. I can get a few extra yards. Excellent feel and observation by Mahomes in the open field.
From the 36, Hardman. Zigzag move across the 45 for Hardman. Just short of a first down, brought down by Rodney McLeod on the play.
we all know that when you watch Kansas City, you're expecting fireworks, right? That ball downfield from Mahomes, big plays to Tyreek Hill and Kelsey. I feel like Kansas City has talked about this week. We can get the fireworks, just have to do it differently. If we throw it short, find a way to turn it into a bigger game. It may not be the big strike every time because Philadelphia playing way deep with their safeties, trying to keep everything in front.
This team still runs a lot of screens. Hill trying to squeeze through the opening. He's got enough for the first down. Eric Wilson among those over there defensively for Philadelphia picks up 3 yards on the play.
There's a big school of thought that you don't run a lot of screens into zone defenses because they can see it coming. But if they are backed off like that, you can still get your linemen out in front and run your screen game. And that's what Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy are feeling and able to get it to him. Mahomes off to a nice start there. When does Travis Kelsey get involved?
Eagles play zone coverage more than any team in the NFL. 83% of their defensive snaps sell the play action. Mahomes looked long initially. Mahomes stop and go out of bounds. So picks up 2 yards on the play.
Well, he just showed there what our colleague Evan Washburn talked about in the first quarter, patience. Mahomes being able to not force it downfield when the coverage is there. And here's Travis Kelsey trying to find his way free. Avonte Maddox trying to run with him in the slot. And there's Hill, but there's a secondary player just outside our picture in the frame, and Mahomes didn't feel like he could put it in there without putting the ball in jeopardy.
Second down and 8. Edwards-Helaire releases from the backfield. Just under 12 minutes to go in this first half. Mahomes on time to Pringle. First down in Philadelphia territory. Mahomes took a shot from Eric Wilson on the play. 19 yards on the pass play.
I think Patrick Mahomes watched the NFL today because Nate Burleson, Boomer Esiason, Phil Simms, Coach Cowher, they were talking about patience with Patrick Mahomes, staying in the pocket and not exiting unnecessarily, able to deliver the football better and quicker. And he's been doing a lot of that so far in this game. Well thrown ball there to Pringle.
Do they have it on in the locker room? We don't know.
Listen, they get their information from the best. It's a good spot for it.
Nice play of the drive. Toss it to the outside, and Hardman. Flag is down. And Hardman spun down. He rolls over right at first down yardage. Alex Singleton, the well-traveled linebacker, with the tackle.
Holding. Offense, number 67. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
And that's Niang.
Correction, first down.
So here's Niang, who's not a rookie. He's a first-year guy, opted out, didn't play, so to me, he is a rookie. And look at him right there. See that hand? Right all the way up on Ryan Kerrigan, who came over from Washington and has been playing hard, but hard to believe this, coming into this game, 0 statistics for Ryan Kerrigan. Not a tackle, not an assist, not a pressure, but he forced one there by forcing the hold against Niang.
Going against first-year defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon. Deep shot. Oh, the hands of Hill on the extension. And the collision with the official. Fantastic grab by Tyreek Hill.
So they got in a cover, what we call a cover 3. 3 deep zone. Single high safety. The safety's in the middle. He has to clean up anything in the middle. And what a perfectly thrown football over the head of Steven Nelson, the corner, who does a nice job out there, but that was an even better thrown football. And I think our official's going to be Michael Bax caught one on the side there. Our field judge able to get back up.
Toss it to Kelsey. So we know how comfortable they are with that play. Just about everybody involved defensively for Philly.
There's Michael Banks, the field judge, able to get back up after taking a little bit of a tumble there, get right back into the action. But the last time these two teams played, Kelsey scored on one of those shovel passes down the line of scrimmage and dove into the end zone. Looked like a decathlete getting in there. Don't worry, there will be more opportunities to target him as this game goes on.
Second and goal. Fake it. Mahomes avoids the pressure. End zone. Bounces off the hands of Noah Gray. The rookie tight end out of Duke, incomplete.
The pressure and the pursuit at the end of the play forced just a little bit of Patrick Mahomes being a little bit offline, because it's going to take a throw that he absolutely has to drive here, but he's got to keep Noah Gray inbounds. But that ball goes wide. Gray's got to dive for it, trying to keep his feet in, unable to come down with it. Good opportunity, good play.
5 receiver set. Kansas City looking to cash in. Shotgun. Mahomes fires. Touchdown. Tyreek Hill. And they make it look so easy. Even when things might be a little bit out of sync, they find a way.
And he went back, and after that, did he go full Thriller on us there? That certainly looked like a Michael Jackson finish. But he's working inside, and Eric Wilson's the closest guy to him. I suspect there should have been some help there for Eric Wilson. They wouldn't have him one-on-one with Tyreek Hill. And the result is Kansas City took advantage.
So he had the somersault from Hill on the over-the-shoulder grab, and then the touchdown catch on a heater from Patrick Mahomes. Tyreek Hill, 5 catches, 85 yards, and some moves to boot.
The Bud Light logo makes people think our seltzer is a beer.
Huge first half for Tyreek Hill. 5 catches, 85 yards, and a touchdown. Explosive abilities. Hill open on that touchdown throw from Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is 10 of 12 for 129 yards and a couple of scores. The one to Hill, the other to Edwards-Helaire. Kickoff from Butker to Watkins. It's over his head, coming out to the 25-yard line. At the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, some cancer screenings declined by 90%. Now, doctors are diagnosing later-stage cancers. Don't wait. Talk to your doctor about getting screened. It takes all of us to intercept cancer. Visit NFL.com/crucialcatch to learn more. And as part of the league's Crucial Catch campaign, on Tuesday, the Eagles visited ChestPen Health Services to support and encourage its patients to adopt healthy lifestyle choices. Jalen Hurts and this Eagles offense has produced 158 yards so far in the first half. We have 9:25 to go, second quarter. Fake it, design, run for Jalen Hurts. And there you go, exactly what Sirianni mentioned prior to this game, the fact that they would get Hurts into those situations, take advantage of his legs and his abilities.
Quarterback run game, just watch what they're doing. Look at the defensive end who came upfield. And he came so far upfield, that just made things very easy to come inside and make a play for Jalen Hurts. When Josh Kaindoh, 59, came all the way upfield, it opened up a lane. Hurts read it, pulled the ball, and sprinted up into the open gap.
Jalen Hurts, son of a high school coach. That's in him. He was around it his whole life. Hurts steps up, and he's going to take what the defense gives him. Slide at the 43-yard line for Hurts. Turns it into a 6-yard gain. Well, Nick Sirianni and this offense has looked sharp in this first half.
And this game has really been 2 ways of going about offense. It's been extremely aggressive by Philadelphia with a faster pace and a faster tempo. For Kansas City, it's doing what they don't want to do, which is being patient, taking what the defense gives them, and when a chance to explode and presents itself, doing that as well. Both ways have worked.
Running play. Sanders has got speed. Trying to get to that line to gain is going to come up short. He was hit by Daniel Sorensen. It's a 3-yard pickup. We talked to Nick Sirianni not only about his team, but about his football family. His brother Mike is the head coach at Washington and Jefferson in Washington, Pennsylvania. Division III, terrific program. They beat Geneva yesterday. A come-from-behind win, 24-20 for the Presidents to improve to 5-0.
Did you see Mike Sirianni's career record? It is off the charts. He wins over 80% of his games, and they foiled the Geneva triple option last night to win that game.
19 years with the program as the head man. Jalen Hurts does it himself. 3 yards out near midfield and a new set of downs for Philadelphia to work with. Let's check in with Evan.
And he's also not afraid to offer some critique of his brother Nick on certain play calls that he may or may not take from him.
Evan, didn't he also take a play off of the tape that Nick had with the Eagles, said, hey, I like that play, I just put it in. Nick's like, but you didn't ask me how we even arrange it, who we block, who we read.
No, he just took it.
Just took it.
It's in the family. Hurts hooks a pass underneath. Caught just across the 45 by Devontae Smith. Nick Sirianni is 40 years old. Played his college football at Mount Union, a power Division III national champion 3 times. He was a member of the Kansas City Chiefs. Todd Haley hired him back in 2009. He remained on the staff under Romeo Crennel, then moved on to the Chargers and the Colts the last few years under Frank Reich. We asked him about his first job with Kansas City. He had met Todd Haley when he was in high school, working out in a gym locally in his hometown.
And stayed in touch.
Hurts, good as he throws. Getting underneath the football. Is it clean for DeAndre Baker? It is. Interception. And Baker hit at the 35.
And Jalen Hurts is going to add, make sure you look and make sure that was caught. That's what they're going to want. But he'll be fortunate if it hit the ground. It was a ill-advised throw by Jalen Hurts. He's been so sharp and precise this whole game. That one he launched under duress.
Yeah, no chance.
No catch. He's going to be bailed out on this one, but it should not have been thrown.
First down, Kansas City.
This will not stand.
Timeout.
All turnovers are reviewed. They will take a look at that. It clearly hits the ground, and Philadelphia will hold on to the ball. Jalen Hurts just took a peek at the big screen here. He likes what he sees, so that one goes by the wayside.
Ruling on the previous play.
Call has been overturned. Jalen Hurts, this pass clearly hit the ground before Baker got control of it. He took a big hit from Jarran Reed on the play.
And you notice he was moving left again. I talked about this earlier in the game. When he moves to his left, more times than not, he's going to take off and go. That's what I've seen in my film study. And when he does throw the football, his percentage really drops. And in this case, he threw into double coverage. It was the ill-advised throw by him, not one he's made very often in this game. He's been sharp 98% of the time. That was not one of them.
Philadelphia scored 32 points in the season opener. They've had a combined 32 points the last 2 weeks, both losses. Hurts in the pocket. Hit as he throws again. This time dumps it off. Gainwell along the sideline for a first down at the 30-yard line. Excellent receiver. 14-yard pickup.
Official stepping in to make sure Kansas City has a chance to match as the Philadelphia changed personnel.
Yeah, Kansas City will take a timeout. Chris Jones was asking for the timeout demonstrably.
Timeout. Kansas City.
And this has been an issue for them throughout this season, making sure the right personnel's in the game, the right matchups. They've given up way too many bigger plays because of miscommunications in the secondary.
Mike Danna may have lost his helmet and ran off for KC.
Fighting Spirit. And by KFC. Order on KFC.com or through the app.
Kansas City did use that timeout. Danna lost his helmet. So they got their act together defensively, making sure they have the right personnel on the field. 1st and 10 for Philadelphia. Threatening once again. Fake it to Rager. Toss it to Watkins. Spin move by Watkins and a first down. Yes, Philadelphia is getting rid of the football quickly, Charles, but give a lot of credit to this offensive line. We thought it could be a weakness with different guys in different spots.
They have held up so well that Jalen Hurts is 14 of 17 throwing the ball, has not given up a sack so far. They're able to run the ball with some authority with Miles Sanders and Jalen Hurts. A lot of credit to this offensive line. Dickerson played the opposite guard on Monday night. Herbig filled in at the opposite side on Monday night. And Driscoll, this is his first action of the season at right tackle.
No Mailata, no Seumalo, no Brandon Brooks, and no Lane Johnson. First down. Hurts. The soft toss. Pushed out of bounds. Sanders has been involved. 4 carries, 11 yards. In the passing game, 2 catches, 16 yards. And that one picks up 6.
And a lot of discussion about the lack of motion, pre-snap motion by this Philadelphia offense. But what I've seen in this game is they're showing a lot of other things. Like on the screen pass 2 plays ago, bringing Rager back into the backfield. It's what they call putting eyewash on their basic concepts and showing you something different, even though it may appear to be the same.
2nd and 4. Fake the run. Hurts. Underneath. Oh, the effort. Touchdown. And a flag down. Goddard. Big catch and run and big spike for Philadelphia. Will it stand?
That might have been a face mask or something going in when Goddard pulled through Sorensen. We'll see, but my goodness, that play could have been stopped right there. The determination of Goddard and the effort of Goddard. Watch where he catches the ball. Sorensen's right there on him. Yet Goddard throws him off, and then he's grabbing the back of the helmet, reaching and ripping on it, which might be why it drew the flag. And Goddard pulls his way
by
in.
both teams. Illegal formation. Offense number 77. That penalty is disregarded by rule. Personal foul, grasping a helmet opening. Defense number 49. Half the distance to the goal with an automatic first down.
That's the second time they got Dillard with alignment. They've got to make sure he's up on the line of scrimmage, which is why I believe they say it's an illegal formation.
That was ineligible player downfield, number 77.
Okay, so we got it corrected there. Thank you, Land Clark.
Makes more sense.
And it makes sense for the type of play, too, because of the way they were going to swing that out there to Goddard. Offensive lineman trying to gain a little bit of a step advantage and get downfield in the open field for blocking purposes.
Jalen Hurts has looked very comfortable here for Philadelphia in the first half. 15 of 18, 167 yards and a touchdown. Eagles trying to go back in front.
See if you go quarterback run game here with Hurts and give him a little bit of an option.
1st and goal. Hurts rifles. Oh, through the hands of Ward. Incomplete. He had him.
It wasn't run game, but they moved him to the right to give him a clear sight line, and maybe he could get to the corner if he wanted to go, but he was wide open, and he hummed that one pretty well for Greg Ward. Just a little bit less on that one, and I think he puts it right on Ward. Ward having to lay out for that one. But Jalen Hurts has been terrific throughout this first half, save for a couple of throws. But all in all, I've loved his poise, I've loved his movement, and his accuracy for the most part.
2nd and goal for the Eagles. Shotgun. Throw it to Sanders. And the Chiefs are all over it. No room to work. They had it covered at the point of attack and then on the outside as he tried to turn the corner. Loss of 5.
Before the ball's even snapped, Ben Neiman, 56, is showing up in the flat. Read it the whole way. The only thing he didn't do was get Miles Sanders on the ground, but he held him up enough that there were 4 other white shirts in the picture, so he had no place to go. Made Sanders throw a shoe and go off the field. And for Kansas City, that's an advantage when Sanders isn't in. But Gainwell, 14, he's done a nice job so far in this ball game back here next to Hurts.
Philly gets another crack at it. 3rd and goal. Hurts, jab step, sets, throws, end zone, nobody home. Quez Watkins in the general vicinity, shaken up on the play. And it's 4th and goal.
They've been aggressive and gone for it twice before. This time, I think they kicked the field goal because of where they are on the field. And see, people are going to be upset about the push by Snead, but Hurts had vacated the pocket. See, when Hurts vacates the pocket, in the secondary, you're allowed to put a blow on a receiver downfield.
They're going to check on Quez Watkins. And this will be a 25-yard attempt. And the field goal is good. Curled through by Jake Elliott. We've got a 1-point game with 3:35 to play. 2nd quarter. Back to Lincoln Financial Field after this.
Raw power is an iron fist. Ram power.
Back in Philadelphia, Lincoln Financial Field, 19th season as the home of the Eagles. Opened back in 2003 and Fans getting treated to an offensive show so far in this first half. Every drive has resulted in a score so far between these two teams.
And for Kansas City, it doesn't look pretty. But guess what? Coming into this game, 13 red zone drives against them, 12 that ended in touchdowns. They forced 2 field goals today. For them, that's progress on defense.
You know what's hard to believe? Kansas City has not won a game by more than 6 points since week 8 of last season.
Say that again?
Week 8 of last season is the last time Kansas City won a game by more than 6 points, 35-9 over the Jets.
Because the impression is track club, right? That they always find a way to blow someone out, right? Not in this case.
They lead this one 14-13, 3:35 on the clock. Chiefs have it 1st and 10 at the 25.
If you said Travis Kelce would not have a catch to this point in this game.
He's got the one.
He's got the one.
The shovel.
A shovel pass, but nothing in the open field so far. I would have said I would be surprised.
Running play. Nice cut. Edwards-Helaire. Bang down at the 40-yard line. Blocks from Smith and Niang. 15-yard run for the second-year LSU product.
Well, Philadelphia said, hey, we're going to give you anything you want running the football. We want to take away the explosive passes. Look at the block right there, Trey Smith. Look at the block right there, Lucas Niang. The youngsters. And sometimes when things get a little hairy out there, you want to get simpler. Let the young guys do what they do best. Fire out and hit someone in the opposite color jersey.
4 carries, 28 yards for Edwards-Helaire. He's got a touchdown catch as well. Here's Mecole Hardman. Running lane, stutter step. Hardman tripped up by the ankles. Down at the 36-yard line.
And what an effort from the defensive line. I know this play broke big, but watch how much bigger it would have broken if it wasn't for this hustle back downfield as he cuts back inside. Look at the hustle right there by Milton Williams, the rookie out of Louisiana Tech. If he doesn't continue to pursue, Mecole Hardman might be in the end zone celebrating.
Milton Williams, a 3rd-round pick. Former high school basketball star in Crowley, Texas. Shotgun. We approach 2 minutes to go. Mahomes pump fake and a throw. Low one is handled, trying to get up and make something out of it. Byron Pringle. And it's a gain of 4 through the air. 1:57 to play. Second quarter. Back to Philly after this.
Progressive. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance.
Coming up, Verizon Halftime Report. JB, Phil, Nate, Boomer, Coach Cowher. Latest NFL scores and highlights all coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. Patrick Mahomes. He's got a young fan. I see it. Second down and 6 for Kansas City. Another hole for Edwards-Helaire. Gets banged down from behind. Another first down inside the 15. Remember a week ago, Kansas City turned the ball over on its first 3 possessions in the loss to the Chargers. That has not been an issue here this afternoon.
And they've been patient. Everyone keeps saying, you've got to challenge them that way. Lay back, don't give up the explosive throws downfield. Make them continue to run the football, nickel and dime it down. Eventually, they'll get impatient. So far in this first half, when Philadelphia's presented the chance to run it, Kansas City's taking advantage.
Each team 2 timeouts remaining. First down, Mahomes, end zone, too high for Mecole Hardman.
And Marcus Epps coming over to try and make a play on the football, and Patrick Mahomes took a hit in the pocket on the throw. Like Barnett, number 96, rushing upfield. Derek Barnett.
Patrick Mahomes, fastest QB to 15,000 in NFL history. Now playing in his 50th career game. Opportunity here for Kansas City. Mahomes looks underneath, catch and run. Williams. And dumped just inside the 6. Flag down. Back at the 25-yard line. In fact, 2 of them.
And that's back near where Patrick Mahomes would be, and looked like an offensive lineman taking exception to Derek Barnett getting in the face of their quarterback.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 96. That penalty will be enforced half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
And that's why they took exception.
Remember last week, Derek Barnett with the jump off sides and through the eye of the coaching staff, and then a big hit on Patrick Mahomes. And Barnett, and he got him low and from the backside. Fortunate that it wasn't more that went on with an offensive line and their quarterback there.
That was Barnett low. That was Sweat high.
Mahomes fortunate to escape that without any type of an injury. But a screen game back in focus with the Kansas City Chiefs. Scored on it last week. Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
First and goal. Handoff. Trying to power through. Williams can't do it on the second effort. Will hit 1 minute to play in this first half. Sweat collaborating with McLeod. Timeout called. Philadelphia uses one of its 2 remaining timeouts.
Timeout. Philadelphia.
We'll come back in 30 seconds after this from Progressive Insurance.
Well, someone's not doing their job.
Okay, let's keep going. Shopping for the game can be a minefield for young homeowners who have turned into their parents.
Can you believe how many different types of water they have in this aisle? Kim, did you just change blades back there? This is perfect. Jackpot, variety pack.
Remember, it's a football game, not a play day.
Roger that. One more slice.
It can be a lot.
Oh, good, the manager. Brian and Produce, very helpful.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto with us.
Pulls to the left a little bit. Nope.
Robinson's a ball.
Kansas City with a 1-point lead. They've put 2 extra seconds on the clock. Timeout was called by Philadelphia with 59 seconds left. And now the Chiefs facing a 2nd and goal with the ball spotted at the 2.
I think Patrick Mahomes will be surveying here. Probably got a couple of calls on. And he'll pick the one he thinks best, whether it's a run play or go back to the pass here.
Shotgun, shovel, off the bobble and catch, touchdown. Jody Fortson. Back-to-back weeks with a score out of Valdosta State. What a journey to get to this point.
Now remember we talked earlier how Patrick Mahomes typically underhands it, but when he's moving to his left, he has to go and move it and throw it underhand like a shovel pass. But watch Travis Kelce, he's acting confused, trying to get Philadelphia to notice him and think that maybe the play call is off. Travis Kelce, quite the actor. We saw him in the offseason, didn't we?
I did see him in the offseason. I enjoyed Moon Base 8. I thought he was excellent with John C. Riley.
Better in that or better on that play?
Oh, look, that was a rope-a-dope, clearly, from Kelce. He sold it, they bought it, they go to Fortson, 21-13 lead KC.
Yes.
Verizon Halftime Report is coming up. JB and the gang back in New York. Latest scores and highlights all coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. 241 yards of offense for Kansas City, 223 for Philadelphia.
Doesn't this feel like a game where both sides have executed their game plan?
It does.
You know, like neither side is going to go in the locker room and say, boy, we really got away from what we wanted to do. Just like Kansas City, without turnovers, finds the end zone each time.
And remember, Kansas City has the ball to open up the second half. That ball got kicked on the return. But Watkins recovers. He took a hard shot down on the ground as he rolled towards the football. DiCaprio Boodle with a Titanic hit. All right, for Kansas City, they do it in different ways. Patrick Mahomes, his Norm Duke impression. Then he can sling it in there. Kelce sells it. I don't know what's going on. Yes, I do. It's going to the other tight end for the touchdown. Fortson.
Did you just go Norm Duke?
I did.
I was thinking Mark Roth.
Yeah, I was a big Mark Roth guy. I wanted to give someone younger a chance.
You know, little Pete Weber.
Pete Weber. If he was lefty, Earl Anthony.
One of my favorites, Tata Simmons.
Great game. 50 seconds to go. Hurts. Deep shot. Hauled in. Devontae Smith working against Mike Hughes.
And when scouts talk about a player having ball skills, it becomes some of a nebulous term. This is what ball skills are. Able to track it, see where it's coming down, and put yourself in a position to make a play. Plus a nice little subtle push by DeVonta Smith on Mike Hughes to create a little extra space.
Hurts 17 of 22, 200 yards and a touchdown. That one covered 37 yards. Hurts in the pocket. Strong throw to the outside, and it's the Slim Reaper again. DeVonta Smith snags it.
And what he's learned already in his young NFL career, if it's a 50-50 ball and that defender's right there on him, with his size and frame, they can bump him off of it. But if he runs the route and creates the separation, as he's done on the last 2 routes, he's able to go and snag the football. Excellent job by the rookie out of Alabama, already adjusting to the NFL.
Eagles are on the move. Hurts lines it up, and his man stopped. So Mike Hughes was the only one who had a shot at it. DeVonta Smith, the intended target.
So DeVonta Smith was running about a 10-yard hitch, 10-yard stop. And Jalen Hurts thought he was running a go down the sideline. And Mike Hughes went from being corner to receiver. And if he doesn't slow down on that one step, he might have a chance to pick that one off. And DeVonta Smith letting his quarterback know he was the one in error.
But Charles, everything's okay. If you make that sign, it's on me, that means everything's okay. He tapped his chest.
Yeah, coaches don't really buy that.
On second down, big hit after the catch by Gainwell. L'Jarius Sneed limits Gainwell to a gain of 1, and the clock is ticking. 20 seconds left. Eagles trying to hurry here. Line of scrimmage is the 39. This is a 3rd and 9 for Philadelphia. Deep drop. Hurts. Oh, the ball gets knocked free and an opportunity. Bounced around trying to jump on it. Kansas City finally does with 4 seconds left. Sneed knocked it free. And Chris Jones, a big man recovery.
Not sure, Ian. I think are they going to award that to Herbig?
They might. Did he not get on top of that?
Watch it, watch. Sneed knocks it free, hits off the knee. Now Jones tries to scoop, hits the official, Land Clark. He doesn't get it, but look at the end. See the green jersey? Herbig ends up with it, and they are so fortunate because if Kansas City's able to come up with it, they could tack on points before the half.
And Philly got the ball, which means time runs out. And that's the end of the first half. In what has been a clean half, Herbig, the starting right guard, great hustle to get on top of it. Kansas City heads to the locker room with a 21-13 advantage, and the Chiefs will have the football to open the 3rd quarter. Halftime is next after these first half highlights from Verizon and a word from your local station.
Oh, sister of mine, I got you this.
The new iPhone 13 Pro?
It's on Verizon 5G.
I can't believe you got me this.
Yes, Verizon is giving one to everyone when they trade in their older damaged phone.
Oh, so like every sister can get this?
Yeah.
Every aluminum siding installer?
Why not? Every doula. They would have to. Every customer, new and old, can get iPhone 13 Pro on us. Because everyone deserves better. Everyone, horse trainers,
manicurists,
you get the new iPhone.
Getting ready for the second half. Kansas City leading Philadelphia 21-13. Ian Eagle, Charles Davis, Lincoln Financial Field. Evan Washburn down on the sidelines. Gene Steratore, rules analyst back in New York. Charles, if you're Kansas City, we haven't seen the dynamic, eye-popping plays that we normally see. They've been very patient. They've also had a couple things slip through the cracks. Didn't challenge a play which would have taken the touchdown potentially out of play for Philadelphia on a fumble. And then also a fumble recovery that they should have had at the end may have turned into points. But all in all, if you're KC, you got the lead here at the half. Philly's hanging in there.
Yeah, they absolutely are hanging in there. I'll start with Kansas City. The major thing with them is they have been patient because Philadelphia defensively has said, we're going to play back. Jonathan Gannon's defense, you do everything in front. And they've taken that and then found a way to turn into points. Why? They never turned the ball over, as they have in recent weeks. And for Philadelphia, they've done exactly what they've wanted to on offense, just not able to capitalize with all touchdowns. The 2 field goals have them behind.
So Jake Elliott will kick it off, and Byron Pringle is the return man. Both teams interaction at 1-2 on the season, both coming off consecutive losses. And Pringle's going to take it out 3 yards deep in the end zone. Looking for blockers. Pringle could not break that tackle at the 30-yard line. And we check in with Evan Washburn.
Well, I just spoke to Nick Sirianni. He's pleased with the way his team played in that first half, but the priority, 3rd down, 2 for 6 in red zone. Charles, you touched on it, 1 for 3 there. He knows when you play Kansas City, you have to come away with touchdowns. I asked him for a little bit more clarity on that offensive line because they've played well, but Lane Johnson, a late scratch, they really didn't know this group was going to be the group until pregame, guys. Really impressive how well they've played.
Yeah, no doubt. They've handled that part very well. Now the question, can they hold up defensively against this Kansas City offense? Yes, they can on the first play from scrimmage in the second half. Hargrave collapses the pocket. A little help from Sweat.
And as patient as Kansas City was in the first half, they wanted a deeper shot here, and Patrick Mahomes is trying to load up for it. But Javon Hargrave, who has been an absolute monster through these first 4 weeks of the NFL season, adds to his season numbers. Another sack. Remember, he had 4.5 sacks all of last year. I believe that's his 5th of the year now.
It is. He's on a tear. 21-13 lead for Kansas City. Loss of 7. 2nd and 17. Fake it. Toss the sling to Hill. So they get back that yardage as he gets hit by Darius Slay.
Those are ex-baseball players, huh, Brad? I mean, think about what they can do. Whether you're a former pitcher, former shortstop, when they're back there playing quarterback, they have every arm slot available to them in order to complete a pass. And it was 2nd and 17, and they've cut it down to 3rd and about 1.5.
So Kansas City has had success in the 3rd quarter so far in the young season. This is Mahomes' first time playing in Philly. His dad told him stories about playing in Philadelphia as a member of the New York Mets. Catch and run for Hardman. And he's got a first down to the 45. Pickup of 7. Moved the chains for Kansas City.
Which versions do you think he told young Patrick about being here?
I mean, the versions
Philly fans.
where Philly fans will certainly try to get under your skin if possible.
Maybe a few gestures, couple
gestures,
things.
some body language.
Little pantomime.
Yeah,
okay.
3 tight end formation. Single receiver is Hill. Mahomes, timing play, and the timing's off. Hill couldn't break through the jam.
Right before the end of the first half, Devontae Smith for the Eagles stopped a route, and Jalen Hurts threw it deep down the sideline. In this case, Tyreek Hill stopped his route, and Patrick Mahomes is saying, why are you stopping? We had the one-on-one outside. I throw it up. You go get it. And Tyreek Hill, here it is, Ian. This is what you love. I bet.
We asked Mahomes about the last couple of weeks. He said execution in general has to improve. The little things that the team is usually great at have been off a bit. Mahomes, he's just going to get out of bounds, not test it downfield and take a 1-yard pickup and live to see another down.
Evan Washburn touched on it in the first half about patience, making adjustments, taking care of the football with Kansas City. Against Baltimore earlier this year, Patrick Mahomes broke contain and threw an ill-advised pass that turned into an interception, helped cost them the ball game. On that one, he doesn't take the unnecessary throw, the wild throw, eats the football, comes back to live on 3rd down.
And they've been perfect on 3rd down so far, 4 of 4. But this is a different story, 3rd and 9. Mahomes intercepted. Eric Wilson with the pick, and a flag down back at the 39-yard line. Eagles are celebrating.
Probably would be a hold then, trying to keep Javon Hargrave off of Mahomes.
Holding. Offense number 57. The penalty declined. Result of the play. First down, Philadelphia.
So there's Hargrave. Watch the work going inside, and now working his way upfield, and Sweat with the inside pressure puts a hit on Mahomes.
So Mahomes trying to toss it to Kelsey, and it's picked off by Philly.
Any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
It's the 4th interception of the season for Patrick Mahomes. Charles, you've talked about the patience that they've shown.
Yeah.
Mahomes in particular, that one definitely tried to force it as he was getting hit to Kelsey.
This whole drive started with a little bit less patience. Remember, they tried to hit the deep ball and they took the sack on it. It felt like they were trying to press it a little more here to start the third quarter. Philadelphia ultimately made them pay for the big interception by Eric Wilson.
Eagles are down by 8. They're in Kansas City territory, and flags fly. 4 penalties on each side.
False start. Offense, number 86. 5-yard penalty. Still first
So
down.
watch these 2 linebackers here, and then, of course, the tight end, Kelsey. He's going to go in between the 2 of them, but watch the throw by Mahomes because his vision is obscured right there by Josh Sweat. The ball goes behind where Kelsey is, in between the 2 linebackers. He can't make a play on it, but Eric Wilson certainly can, and the Eagles are in business.
Most penalized team in the NFL, Philadelphia. That's 5 now on the Eagles. Play action. Hurts, steps, throws. Connection made to Devontae Smith. First down across the 35.
We saw Hunter Renfrow from the Las Vegas Raiders make about 3 moves on a route. Devontae Smith must be watching his tape. He did something very similar there to get open, but give Jalen Hurts a lot of credit in the pocket. Vision obscured when he wanted to pull the trigger the first time, able to hold it back, get his feet reset, and make a good, sharp throw.
Shane Steichen in his first year as the offensive coordinator, formerly with the Chargers in Cleveland. Fake and toss. Zach Ertz took 2 defenders to bring him down to the 25-yard line. And the numbers piling up for Jalen Hurts. 246 yards on 20 of 26 throwing the football with a touchdown.
You mentioned Shane Steichen, the offensive coordinator, Nick Sirianni, the head coach, former offensive coordinator of the Indianapolis Colts. Both of them designing an offense that plays to the strengths of Jalen Hurts today, but give Jalen Hurts an extra amount of credit for his execution of this offense, too.
Second down and 2. He'll run it himself. A hurdle from Hurts. First down inside the 20.
Not a lot of pre-snap motion from Philadelphia, but they run a little bit here where they bring the back inside, fake it to him. Now watch Jalen Hurts. Defensive end is upfield. Chris Jones, 95. Excellent blocking upfield as well. He takes it right upfield and gets all he can out of that run. Nice read by Hurts.
5 carries, 33 yards for Jalen Hurts. This time they will run it. Bouncing to the outside. Sanders forced out of bounds. Good effort. DeAndre Baker, the former New York Giant, ranges over to make the play. It's a 2-yard pickup. It's the 9th all-time meeting between these 2 teams. Series tied at 4-4. Obviously a little extra added juice when it's Andy Reid going against his former team in Philadelphia. Reid is 2-0 as the head coach of the Chiefs against the Eagles.
Hurts by himself here on the backside of the formation.
Second down and 8. Hurts tosses to Gainwell. He is inside the 10. Ben Niemann, the matchup with Kenneth Gainwell, the 5th-round draft pick.
And they're going right back to the line of scrimmage, playing with a little extra tempo.
Now Jalen Hurts, the quarterback keeper, to keep this drive moving. It'll be 1st and goal for Philly. We will hit the 9-minute mark of the 3rd quarter.
We saw Steve Spagnuolo, defensive coordinator. There's Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback, hoping that his error does not cost his team big points. Spags trying to figure out, how do I slow this team down? It's hard to blitz a guy when the ball's getting out of his hands as fast as it is with Jalen Hurts. And he's also showing better pocket presence earlier in this drive when he double clutched on one and still threw a strike.
1st and goal for the Eagles, trailing 21-13. And the play never happens. Flag down.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
And that is penalty number 6 against the Eagles. So they had it inside the 10. Now they back it to the 13-yard line. 1st and goal.
Got 2 receivers next to each other, and Watkins and Smith. See if they're trying to scheme Smith open here.
Hurts. End zone. Off the hands of Zach Ertz. Incomplete.
It's a good read, too, by Jalen Hurts, because you had the big tight end on a smaller nickel corner, Mike Hughes. And Hughes does a nice job at the end of this play, preventing the catch. It's a good read. It's a matchup you like. What they call stick nod. Stick to the outside, nod to the inside. And Hughes stays right with it and makes a good play on the football. In fact, he might have been riding him a little bit early on that one.
A body wrap from Mike Hughes.
That does allow you to be a little bit better defender.
2nd and goal. Fake the blitz. Hurts underneath. Catch is made. And it is Zach Ertz for 6. So 3rd and goal for Philadelphia.
Remember in the first half, they got down to 4th and goal and kicked a field goal. Down 21-13. Defense just took over. But again, you mentioned at the top, Kansas City forces you to think differently, don't they? About how you run offense. This might very well be 4-down territory for this Eagles offense.
3rd and goal for the Eagles. Operating out of the gun. Hurts steps up, looking. Hurts fading, floats it in 16. Kansas City.
Every road has its pizza, bread twist, chicken desserts, and more.
So he had a lot happen in that entire sequence. The interception by Mahomes. Philly drives it down the field. Looks like they're going to take it in. Have to settle for a field goal. But wait, penalty. They get another chance. They get the touchdown, but wait, penalty. They kick the field goal, and Nick Sirianni was beside himself on what was ruled offensive pass interference, CD.
And understandable coming from his perspective as the head coach, as the play caller, as the guy who designed it. Everything worked out perfectly. And he's having big-time words over there, having it out with the side judge, Anthony Fleming. But bottom line is, from my perspective, the way that J.J. Arcega-Whiteside ran that route, he put himself in a position for that flag to be thrown. Arms extended, looked like he was blocking. That's going to draw their attention.
They get Kelce involved. Spins across the 30. We checked in with Gene Steratore during the break, and he absolutely agreed with the call on the field. Offensive pass interference against Philadelphia. Wrapped up on the play by Alex Singleton. That is just the 2nd catch of the day for Pro Bowler Travis Kelce, who through 3 games is putting up career numbers, and that's saying a lot for a guy who's had a Hall of Fame career.
At least he didn't have to buy tickets today.
No, that's on his brother Jason. About 20 to 25 tickets for friends and family for the Kelce Bowl. Edwards-Helaire hit by Alex Singleton, 2-yard gain.
Philadelphia defense has done some nice things along the way. The game plan's being executed, put into place by their defensive coordinator, Jonathan Gannon, where just don't give up anything big, and hopefully they'll make some mistakes along the way. Kansas City's only made the one so far, the Mahomes interception. Eagles fighting to stay in this one.
This is a 3rd down and 2. Mahomes underneath, and Kelce secures it. It is good enough for a 1st down. They needed 3 yards or 2 yards. They got 3. Yeah, we mentioned it. This relationship, and it's so special for Travis Kelce to be going up against his brother, Jason Kelce. He looked up to him. He said that not only did he look up to him, but most of the kids in Cleveland Heights, Ohio, looked up to him. That's the kind of impact he had on the community as a young guy. That was a high achiever.
That's pretty special. High achiever, not just on the athletic fields and on the ice rink, but you know about, he talked about playing in a band, and you name it, he did it.
Catch made. Tyreek Hill out to midfield, 14 yards. All right, let's take you through the years before the beards.
It's got to be Travis in the front, Jason in the back. Has to be.
Are you sticking with that on this alignment?
And on our left, Travis. Our right, Jason.
And there it is. And then the facial hair came into play at Cincinnati.
And that was after their meeting in 2017. Not sure that Jason was enjoying the kiss from his brother, but it's still his brother.
Williams. Strong run to the 41. Block from Tooney. Downstairs to Evan.
And guys, a cool layer to that story. The number 87 that Travis wears, that's in honor of his brother Jason, the year that Jason was born. And Travis has said that he set the legacy. He set the way, and he wanted to honor him when he came into the league and had a chance to pick a number. He saw 87, he thought of his brother, and obviously he's making him look pretty good.
Yeah, and he said he just tagged along with him. He got to play against the older kids. It was highly competitive. It made Travis better. And the family's success is pretty amazing. Both Super Bowl champions and Pro Bowlers and leaders. 3-yard gain up the middle. Meanwhile, Kansas City is getting back to what they do, and today it's been a nice mix of the run and the pass.
But it's interesting, isn't it? I love how you express that, what they do, which is pile up points, yardage, take care of the football in most cases. Maybe a little bit with a governor today because they're not getting the big strikes, the big splashes downfield, unless it's a short toss and a big run like Tyreek Hill had in the first half.
3 tight end formation. Fake the handoff. Mahomes has time, looks downfield instead, checks it down to Williams. He stood up on the sideline by Singleton. Out of bounds, close to the 30-yard line. So they pick up 7. Clock is moving. We approach 3 minutes to play. Third quarter, 5-point lead for KC.
And I know enough about our artificial intelligence to be extremely dangerous, but it feels to me like Patrick Mahomes is taking that in, those lessons that he's learned from before, because you just mentioned it. He wanted to strike downfield, didn't he? Wasn't there. He checked it down instead of forcing it this time.
Pitch it. Williams, first down run. Down to the 21-yard line for Darrell Williams. This is a Kansas City team that started the last 3 seasons 4-0. They're 1-2 entering action here in week 4.
Look at that brush block by Kelsey. Niang getting out there. 83 was Noah Gray getting out there. Trey Smith following up. But everybody getting on the move. This young offensive line is a very physical group, all right, that they're putting together. They do not mind going in the trenches and slugging it out. They like the fact that they're running the ball.
Out of the gun. Mahomes, catch and curl. Kelsey brought down at the 11. Remember, this team added wide receiver Josh Gordon to the practice squad this week. Gordon, very talented. He's had 6 suspensions over the course of his career. Led the NFL in receiving back in 2013. Stints, of course, with Cleveland, New England, Seattle. We asked Andy Reid about him. He said he's a big-time player by all accounts. He said he's a great kid. We think he can add another dimension to this offense. Mahomes heaped praise on him. It was the first time he'd ever seen him in person. He said, boy, he's big.
That is always the first impression when people see Josh Gordon.
Edwards-Helaire head of steam, short of the goal line. But they are gashing the Eagles on the ground.
Watch the action of Mahomes and then watch this offensive line go. Watch everybody get up and do their thing up front. Got a double team right there with Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey, 52 and 65. Being able to get that double team, and then they wash down on the left side in a huge hole for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Let's see if they give him a chance to actually run it in now.
They're averaging 7.3 yards per carry. First and goal. Edwards-Helaire hammers it in. Make it Darrell Williams. Touchdown, Kansas City. So the Chiefs add to their lead, and they do it in a methodical fashion here in the late stages of the third.
And I really think this is a smart play call, not because they scored, but in the first half they had a chance to run it in like this or attempt to run it in, and they went with the shovel pass and scored. Another nice, cute Kansas City play. Reward this offensive line and let them feel like they pushed someone all the way downfield and scored. And that's a good job there by Eric Bieniemy and Andy Reid to give them that ultimate reward at the end.
11 plays, 6 runs, 5 passes. Nothing fancy. Just go out and hammer it home on the defense. 28-16. Chiefs.
If you love that.
Long drive by Kansas City, and for a team that might have been a little bit out of sync offensively, what does Andy Reid do? Just get back to the fundamentals.
Yeah.
Run the football, some short passes, put points on the board.
11-play drive. Broke it down 6 and 5.
Yeah.
I mean, that's for a lot of people think Kansas City 6 and 5. It's going to be more like 9-8-3, 9-2 in terms of throwing the ball. Well done.
They got Kelsey involved a little bit now. 4 catches, 23 yards. Kickoff returned on the play. Jalen Reagor finally brought down as he crosses the 40. Terrific run back. 43 seconds to go in the third. Saturday, day-night SEC on CBS doubleheader beginning at 3:30 Eastern. Top 25 matchup. Number 2, Georgia, 18th ranked Auburn. Then at 8, huge test for number 1, Alabama. They head to College Station to take on Texas A&M in primetime. The day begins with a drive to Atlanta, 2:30 Eastern, followed by college football today, leading up to kickoff Saturday afternoon and evening. The SEC is on CBS.
2 best teams in the country on display, afternoon and evening. Georgia's defense best in the country that I've seen.
Just 6 days away. Hurts, play fake, underneath, got it. Loses the ball, but it bounces out of bounds in a matchup with Mike Hughes on the outside. Gain of 4. Down to 30 seconds to play in the third. 12-point lead for Kansas City. Leading receiver is Devontae Smith. 6 catches, 105 yards. He came in with 11 catches and 115 yards in his first 3 games as a pro. Hurts gets out of trouble. Hooks a pass to Goddard. First down. As time expires here at the end of the third, Daniel Sorensen put the pressure on Hurts. We go to the 4th in Philly. Hurts tosses. Oh, the hands. Dallas Goedert. Touchdown. Kansas City looking to cash in. Touchdown. Tyreek Hill. Well, maybe we'll have a thriller when this one is all said and done. Kansas City's got a 28-16 lead on Philadelphia. We start the 4th quarter. Ian Eagle, Charles Davis, Evan Washburn, the rest of our NFL on CBS crew, producer Mark Wolf, director Bob Fishman and company. Philly with a 1st and 10 inside Kansas City territory at the 38. Fake. Hurts. Circles and throws it out of bounds. Pressure from Okafor, and a flag is down. 2 of them, in fact. Are they going to get a late hit, as Hurts was clearly trying to get rid of the football as he ranged towards the sideline. Got 7 penalties against Philly, 5 called and accepted against Kansas City. A long meeting. Second-year ref Lan Clark.
There are fouls by both teams. Ineligible player downfield. Offense number 77. That penalty is disregarded by rule. Personal foul, late hit. Defense number 97. A 15-yard penalty will be enforced in the previous spot. An automatic first down.
And it is Okafor.
And in it.
What do you think?
It wasn't much, but it was right on the sideline. And they're going to offer extra protection to the quarterbacks almost every time. You know, he pushed him, and it's right there. It's kind of one of those ones where a coach would probably say to him, at the end of that, Alex, I don't think we even need to push him. Just let it go. You know, it doesn't seem like much, but you know this league. That flag will come out to take care of quarterbacks.
Bill Mickey.
Somebody's got to cut Mick. Down into the crowd. Quez Watkins, the intended receiver, are now exchanging words with Tyrann Mathieu. This was after the penalty was called. Andy Reid, use your head. Let's go.
I think that's what they're trying to tell him. You know, I understand you want to take a shot at a guy and you want to hit him. But sometimes we know how it's going to go, and we don't want Patrick hit like that.
We asked him about the losses 2 in a row. He said, yeah, they're a kick in the butt. I don't mind it, actually. Obviously, you'd rather win, but I don't mind the team learning some things from it.
See how they respond. That's what they want to see out of them.
2nd and 10, early stages of the 4th. Catch made. Goddard hit down low. Daniel Sorensen. But Goddard takes it inside the 10. He's had a big day for the Eagles. 24 yards. That's 5 catches, 56 yards, and a touchdown.
For this game, as I was studying it, one of the notes I made is one of the areas for Jalen Hurts, continue to climb the pocket, step up in the middle of it to make some of these throws. He could not have done it any better on that last one. Fired a dart to Goddard.
1st and goal. Sanders sets up next to Hurts. Hurts in trouble, and he's dumped. Dana, first man there, stepping in for the injured Frank Clark. Kansas City gets the sack.
Dana had a sack against the Chargers last week. Adds another one there. That's what he was drafted for. A Central Michigan to University of Michigan transfer, 1 season with the Wolverines before he came into the NFL.
Yeah, Kansas City liked his motor. Strong and steady, and starting to pay off dividends in year number 2. Loss of 7. 2nd and goal. Hurts sets and throws. The catch, Gainwell, out along the sideline, hit from Mike Hughes. It'll be 3rd and goal for Philly.
What a well-thrown football, too, to put it on Gainwell in a position where he didn't have to stop himself, doesn't have to turn around. The ball's right to that outside shoulder where he can catch it and get his shoulder square and turn upfield to try and gain additional yardage.
Are they looking at 4-down territory?
I think so. I don't think there's any question about it. They've been aggressive all game long. This would be the wrong time to not think about being aggressive.
Hurts has cracked 300 yards on the day. They run it up the gut. Gainwell lunging in. Touchdown, Eagles. Kenneth Gainwell.
And watch what they did was they cleared out the box because on the outside they went 2 receivers to the left, 2 receivers to the right, almost to the sidelines. So they took some people away from the center and just told their offensive line, it's you and them. And we're going to hand it off inside to Gainwell, and he takes advantage.
2nd touchdown for the rookie. Extra point. Splits the uprights. Jake Elliott. We got a ball game in Philadelphia. 28-23. Kansas City leads it.
The Bud Light logo makes people think our seltzer is a beer, so we recruited retired NFL player.
State Farm is there.
That's a little fly, eagle fly.
They learned to fly early here in Philadelphia.
Yeah, you can get that onesie online if you're looking for an adult size. Jake Elliott will kick it off. Pringle deep. And he's going to take this one out. Pringle picks his lane, and he gets hit across the 25-yard line. Well, the official announcement this week that LaShawn McCoy has retired as an Eagle, that one-day contract, 6-time Pro Bowler, the franchise leader in career rushing yards, single-season rushing yards, single-season rushing touchdowns. Won the Super Bowl each of the last 2 years, one with Tampa Bay backup role, the other with Kansas City with his guy, Andy Reid.
Coached in both places. Congratulations, LaShawn, on a tremendous career.
On the give, Edwards-Helaire, who actually had a LaShawn McCoy celebration on his first touchdown. He gave that McCoy dance, so obviously McCoy's had an impact on a lot of young running backs around the NFL.
The number looks familiar as well, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it?
What I'm eager to watch here on this drive as we applaud LaShawn McCoy, and Canton could very well be calling down the road, is what Jonathan Gannon does on defense. Because all game long it's been what I call top down, right? No big explosive, keep it in front. But they have to force a play here at some point because they can't just match them point for point down the stretch.
And it's going to be very close to that first down. Jernard Avery got him down low. Edwards-Helaire, helmet is off. He'll put it back on.
For Darrell Williams to come in for him. But Gannon, not a lot of pressure in terms of blitzing. They want to keep everything in front, force you to make an error by having to run too many plays. But this Eagles team needs to force a takeaway. Got one today on Mahomes. They just can't allow Kansas City control the clock, the ball, and run it downfield.
Kansas City needs less than a yard. Shotgun formation, Mahomes. 3rd and 1. Slam it up in there to Williams for the first down.
And look where they ran, too. The veteran, Joe Thuney, number 62, offensive guard, 3 Super Bowls with New England. Creed Humphrey, the rookie center out of Oklahoma. Very strong, former high school wrestler, great leverage, getting down low and creating space there for the runner, Darrell Williams.
Charles, how many punts have we called here today?
I don't remember one.
Yeah, that would be 0.
Okay.
There's been no punts.
I'm just really glad you said 0, because I said I don't remember one. And you said, well, we had 4. That would have been a problem for me.
Nada. Williams on the angle. He crosses the 40-yard line for 4. Good cut. Derek Barnett works over there to make the play for Philadelphia. They've been rotating linebackers. We've seen Eric Wilson. We've seen T.J. Edwards. Patrick Johnson saw a lot of time last week, the rookie out of Tulane.
They just brought in 3 new linebackers. Normally you see defensive linemen rotate like that. With the Eagles, they mix and match linebackers for all situations. Jernard Avery playing linebacker and a rush end type standing up here.
And now Sean Bradley is in, the Temple product. Mahomes gets rid of it quickly, and it's incomplete. Kelsey looking for a flag. Steven Nelson, his former teammate, there defensively.
Yeah, and he thought for sure he was going to get a flag out of that one. Watch him off the line of scrimmage. Nelson, hands on, grabbing. I would say there'd be a flag.
I would say Travis agrees with you. Kelsey is having some words. Third down and 6. The jump by Philadelphia. Sweat looking for the advantage, and he sacks Mahomes. But the flag thrown just as Sweat broke off the line.
Sweat's as fast off the ball as you're going to find. I think he might have been a little too quick on this one. He has an excellent get off on the snap, but I think this one they're going to get nailed for.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 94, unimpeded to the quarterback. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
It was actually smart of Sweat to just complete the play at that point. Don't let Mahomes whip it downfield.
But the officials were, because he was off the ball so fast, couldn't hear it because the crowd got involved. They were trying to kill the play. They wanted to make sure the quarterback wasn't getting tackled, even though he did.
And now Kansas City is staring at a 3rd and 1.
Ran it inside with Darrell Williams last time. See if they want to go back to the well.
Mahomes. Connection to Tyreek Hill. First down to midfield. 5-yard game. We are under 10 minutes to play.
I know your years of experience watching this game. Would you call this a Kansas City run?
Basically.
Right? I mean, that's essentially what it is. A safe way. Get it out where you want to. They ran it inside with Williams last time. Let them stack it inside. Just quick little pop to Tyreek Hill. First down, start a new set of downs, and keep that clock running at 9:26 and counting.
And they now go with a different look. Jerick McKinnon, the former Viking and 49ers in. Hardman in motion, swing it to him. Hardman trying to beat his man on the outside, cannot. Slay holds his water well. A gain of a yard.
And how about the eyes of Mr. Slay out on the corner, Darius Slay? He sees it the whole way because there's supposed to be a blocker out there to take care of him. He went right past the attempted block by DeMarcus Robinson, number 11. He saw this play coming the entire way and foiled it.
Second down and 9 at the 49. Hurts waiting for his chance to get back out there. Philadelphia trailing Kansas City 28-23. Edwards-Helaire back on the field for KC. Mahomes steps up. Mahomes will run it. First down across the 40-yard line for Patrick Mahomes.
The hard part with a guy like Mahomes, with a Jalen Hurts, is your pass rushing. You don't want to throttle down, but you also want to get upfield too high. Josh Sweat, 94 at one end. Not sure who was on the other side. Might have been Derek Barnett. Both of them came up so high that the offensive lineman just pushed them past, and it opened up a lane for Patrick Mahomes to exploit.
Fletcher Cox told us this is the best group of skill position players they'll see all season. Edwards-Helaire carrying a defender on his back. Block from Orlando Brown. That was a big move they made for the two-time Pro Bowler. The trade with Baltimore. And Brown is eventually going to get paid.
Yes.
Big time.
So, quick question. Is there any other move than big for Orlando Brown?
Everything's big. It's fair.
That is a large man. Following in the footsteps of his father, who was known as Zeus, another offensive lineman in the NFL.
Brown listed at 6'8", 345. They are chewing up a lot of clock here. 2nd and 1. Edwards-Helaire's got a first down. And then some. Blocks from Brown and Niang. Tackled by Singleton. 16-yard rip for Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
And look at the blocking up front. There's Tooney, 62, but the blocking downfield. Anytime you get a big run downfield, it's not just the big fellas in the trenches. Anything big downfield means the people on the edges, on the perimeter. Kelsey, tight end, 87. DeMarcus Robinson, 11, wide receiver. Those are the additional blocks that occupy defenders and create open space.
Hill shifts out of the backfield. 10 plays on the drive, 8 of them runs. Mahomes slings it. Touchdown! A laser beam to Tyreek Hill. And the gymnastics move to top it off.
And this was totally called for him. You mentioned the motion out of the backfield. He came from the running back position to establish outside and just runs a one-on-one route, gets inside of Steven Nelson and sticks the landing using the ball instead of hands. Look at that. So when you mention body control in the dictionary, Tyreek Hill just pops up and says, hello, here I am. How about that shot, though, that Mahomes threw?
Wow. Patrick Mahomes, 4 touchdowns today. 22 of 28, 223 yards. The only question, did the foot graze Tyreek Hill as he landed at the 1?
Yeah, to make sure, where he would be considered down because he was on the ground and being touched. That's what they're reviewing right now.
So Hill had the clean catch. He got up and worked his way in the 1 yard for the touchdown, and they have ruled it a score. Harrison Butker on for the extra point. For Hill, his 2nd touchdown of the day, 9 catches on 10 targets, 131 yards. Butker drills it. Kansas City 35, Philadelphia 23. Tyreek Hill continues to be very bendy. Mahomes, oh yeah, that's 4 on the day.
Truthfully, it's frustrating. 9:30 a.m. Eastern, only on NFL Network.
.402 yards of total offense for the Kansas City Chiefs. And they've now put this lead back to 12 on Patrick Mahomes' 4th touchdown pass of the day. Rager, the return man. Philadelphia will get the football with 6:44 to go here in the fourth. Booming kick from Buckner. Touchback. Wednesday on CBS. CSI, the global phenomenon, opens a new chapter in the city where it all began. New mysteries, new team, new science. It's the next generation of crime scene investigators. CSI Vegas. Dig deeper to the truth. Wednesday, 10, 9 Central on CBS.
All right.
Kansas City, whatever questions popped up each of the last 2 weeks, there really have not been questions about their offense.
It's much more about just if they take care of the ball on offense, can their defense start to slow people down and not give up touchdowns? And so far today, making them kick multiple field goals feels like a win for the Kansas City defense. It's not a work of art by any stretch. But field goals with that offense on the other side, that's a win for KC.
3-yard pickup for Miles Sanders, hit by Mike Dana. Eagles are down 2 scores as we approach 6 minutes to go. Deep drop. Hurts checks it down to Sanders. And Sanders breaks through, splitting defenders, and he's got a first down across the 45.
He forced 3 missed tackles in the open field. Kansas City fortunate that he was next to the sideline. Otherwise, he's able to continue to traverse upfield for even bigger yardage. Miss, miss, miss. He's not on that sideline. He's still moving.
Their last possession, in unison, the fans were chanting, "Run the ball." I know what the storylines are here in Philly. That's for certain. Hurts on the move. He got it off the hand of Watkins, but tightly guarded there. Pressure from Okafor at 2nd and 10. And they have run the ball. They certainly worked that in more today, but it's still not a dominant part of their offense. Hurts is their leading rusher, 35 yards. Gainwell has 18. Sanders has 13.
It's not an offensive line built to just line up and mash people either, especially when you're changing people the morning of the game. I watched him practice. Lane Johnson was taking the reps at right tackle. He doesn't play today with a personal reason. Jack Driscoll was at guard. Now he's playing tackle today.
Hurts drops it in the bucket to Zach Ertz. First down in Kansas City territory, 5:41 to go in the fourth.
That was gorgeous. What a beautifully thrown football. And look at Ertz. 1, 2, easy. Puts that down just for safety.
Line of scrimmage is now the 34. Hurts has thrown for 337 yards. Play action. Hurts. Home run ball. Touchdown. Devontae Smith. Fantastic play. Well, the officials are huddling up.
Might have been out of bounds running the route because the official doesn't have a hat on. When the official's hat comes off and he drops it, that's the signal that someone ran out of bounds. Was he pushed out of bounds? Was he forced out of bounds? But he has to reestablish coming back in order to catch it. That's what they have to discuss about whether he was out on his own or was he pushed out and had a chance to reestablish coming back in.
And the flag is down. Thrown during this meeting.
Illegal touching. Offense number 6. The receiver was forced to touch the pass after having been out of bounds. Lost of balance as part of the snap. 2nd down.
And I think they might have gotten a little more sympathy on it, but both of them were fighting, and you'll see Devontae Smith's hand grabbing Mike Hughes' jersey on the top while Hughes is contacting him inside. So that will tell so that official is now going to determine he get out on his own. And now it's going to be illegal touching, not being forced over the sideline. Watch how it is. See, they're both fighting, but watch Smith's hand on the top of Hughes while Hughes is inside of Smith. So he's saying, guess what? It's like mom taking the broom to the brothers. Get outside and work it out on your own.
Nick Sirianni was looking for an explanation. And it's 2nd and 10 for Philly. Hurts had no room to work, and he gets tossed down by Mike Dana on the play. It will go down as a sack and a loss of 1.
Give Dana credit for another nice pass rush, and another reason the Philly fans a little bit upset. Philadelphia fans, remember week 2, Jalen Reagor lost a touchdown on a similar call against San Francisco.
And that's 9 penalties now called against Philadelphia. They were on pace to set a franchise record, and maybe even a league record. Hurts on 3rd and 11, gets rid of it. Nearly intercepted by Mike Hughes. Intended receiver Quez Watkins. And it's 4th down. So the Eagles, of course, have to go for it here. They trail 35-23. We've got 4:34 remaining, 4th quarter.
Let's see if Kansas City does their signature here, which is go after him. Pressure, right? They love to bring people, but they've had so many busts in the early going that when they brought pressure, that has created big plays in the secondary. They may show it here and drop back and try and keep it in front of them.
4th down and 11. Rush is coming. Hurts uses the official to his advantage and hurls it downfield. Out of bounds, incomplete. Kansas City takes over. Tyrann Mathieu with the pressure.
Well, Steve Spagnuolo went to his personality, Ian. They brought the house on that one.
The Chiefs in control in Philadelphia in the 4th.
Singing and driving.
Playing the drums.
Andy Reid back in Philadelphia accomplished so much. Playoffs 9 times in his 14 seasons with the Eagles. 5 NFC championship games. Went to the Super Bowl 04. Lost to New England 24-21. Edwards-Helaire hit by Derek Barnett. 3-yard pickup. See what he did as the head man of Philadelphia and with Kansas City. This is a Hall of Fame coach. This is about as well respected a coach as you'll find in the NFL because of his creativity, his teaching ability as well. And if they get this W, he will become the first man in NFL history with 100 wins for 2 different franchises. The closest in that category, the man he coached under in Green Bay, Mike Holmgren.
Both with powerful stashes, too.
Oh, yeah. Hall of Fame stashes.
Strong stash game. But these 100 wins, that counts playoffs, right? It's not regular season only.
No, it's a combo.
It's a combo play.
It's a poo-poo platter.
It's a nice platter, though. 100 with 2 different franchises. Amazing.
Philadelphia has used one of its 3 timeouts, so 2 remaining and the 2-minute warning. Good cut, Edwards-Helaire. And a lot of tacklers in there, including Hargrave and Edwards. Another timeout taken. We'll be back in 30 seconds right after this.
My work has been viewed by 100 million people. My work helps save lives. My work has gone platinum. My work gives people hope. I work at FedEx.
Take your career to the next level with one of our many open positions.
Could we see our first punt of the day? It's 3rd and 4 for Kansas City. Chiefs are looking to put this game away. They lead at 35-23 with 4:15 to go in the 4th.
Sounds to me like you're rooting for one.
No, I like history.
Let's go without.
Kansas City has had 6 possessions today, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. And the conversion to Tyreek Hill into Philadelphia territory and touched at the 48-yard line.
So for at least another couple of plays, few plays, the punt is off the table.
Timeout called, and coming up next here on CBS. Game 2 of our doubleheader. Most of you will be headed to Lambeau, a clash between 2 legendary franchises. Big Ben and the Steelers try to get on track against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. That's coming up right here on CBS. Philadelphia is now out of timeouts. 4:10 to play here in the fourth.
I think there's a lot to like about what I saw with Philadelphia so far today, but cleaning up penalties has got to be a priority for them. You can't go 13 and what are we now, 9 here in this game? Back to back.
Yep. Edwards-Helaire sticks the helmet down. He gains 5 yards on the play. We asked Nick Sirianni about the week and how his players responded to the lopsided loss against Dallas. He said, look, we keep pushing the core values, connect, compete, accountability, football IQ, fundamentals, and they get check marks on a bunch of those, but not all. The 9 penalties, as you alluded to. Edwards-Helaire has just cracked 100 yards rushing.
Second week in a row. And the football IQ part of it falls with the penalties. That's a part that really has to be cleaned up, give themselves a better opportunity.
Darrell Williams back in. Keeps those legs churning. He'll come up just short of a first down. We send it downstairs to Evan Washburn.
And guys, on the penalty front, every coach is going to have their own approach. But I did think it was interesting. We were talking to Nick Sirianni about it, and he said in practice he's not a believer in pulling a guy if he has a penalty in practice because that's a lost rep, and reps are a premium. But it does beg the question, how do you coach penalties out of a team?
And that's one of the great questions that everyone's always searching for the answer. It was funny, I think Ian asked him, well, your dad was a famous coach. What would he have done? And he's like, oh, those kids would still be running.
Yeah.
Well, you're not doing that here in the NFL, so you've got to find another version of it.
Short toss to Williams and a first down for Kansas City, so that'll keep the chains moving, and a flag thrown on the far side.
That side of the field's been busy with the flag. A lot of action happening over there. And the officials change at halftime. You know, the sideline guys, they change sidelines in half.
Illegal formation. Offense. Number 13 covered an eligible receiver. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Stay tuned. NFL Today update. Time permitting. JB, Phil, Nate, Boomer, Coach Cowher. Latest NFL scores and highlights. So back it up for the Chiefs. They had converted on that third down. You know, just to finish it off with Nick Sirianni, his dad, Fran, was the head coach at Southwestern Central High School in West Ellicott, New York. His brother Jay was also a head coach. They both won championships.
Timeout.
And
Kansas City.
If he needs to highlight something at a moment's notice, Nick Sirianni can get it done quickly in a variety of colors.
Well, each color probably represents something different, and that's what you use the different highlighters for. Just keep it away from your eyes, sir.
It's right there, and that will not explode in his pocket because he keeps it on the visor.
On the visor. Didn't have to worry about the pressure and everything else up in the air.
Yeah, you have experience with that?
I've come out dripping off of flights. Not good.
That's the worst feeling when you dig into your bag and then you take your hand out. You're like, wait, what happened there?
Fortunately, they sell those pens now that are made for that.
Yeah. Well, you could go to space with the pens you've got.
I am a pen guy. What can I tell you?
Kansas City 35, Philadelphia 23. 2 timeouts remaining. Kansas City just used one of them to make sure that they're all set up with what they want to do here on a 3rd and 6.
And what the penalty that got them that took away the first down was just how they lined up. The formation, one of the receivers didn't think well enough and covered up a lineman.
Mahomes off his back foot, sails it deep and caught by himself, Tyreek Hill. 5 touchdowns on the day for Patrick Mahomes. And a monster day for Hill. 186 yards, 3 scores.
We're getting ready for the baseball playoffs. The best center fielder you can name would have trouble maintaining on this one. You know, we always talk about baseball turns, how the center fielders turn left and right in a spin. No chance there, the way Tyreek Hill put it on him and able to get in the end zone. And Mahomes knew it and was able to loft it up there and just let him run under it.
Extra point is good. Kansas City has hung 42 points on the Philadelphia Eagles. 2.5 to go here in the 4th. CD Chalk Talk with Tyreek Hill.
Well, look back here, okay? This is where the problem's going to be, because look at the separation for Tyreek Hill, able to put the move. And he tries to play him inside. He thinks he's running outside. He turns one way, turns the other. And guess what? I've got nothing. Anthony Harris, the safety, a heck of a ball player. 100% of the snaps for Anthony Harris over the last 24 games he's played. But matching up with Tyreek Hill man-to-man, that's not going to be a battle that he will win very often. And in that case, he had no chance. I mean, Mahomes read that so early. He's like, oh, this one, I got it. And I just throw it to this side and just put it up there, and he will run under it.
Do you think the thought process for Philly is, oh, they'll just go for the first down here? They're not going to go for it all. It just was a complete breakdown.
Yeah, I don't think that they were concerned about a deep shot there. And Kansas City, who's been frustrated at the deep shots because the way people played them over the last few weeks, said, well, we got to get one in, don't we? And they were able to get it done.
Kansas City will have a matchup with the Buffalo Bills next week. Meanwhile, Philadelphia will be at Carolina. Eagles will drop to 1-3 on the season. Kansas City below 500 for the first time since Week 10 of 2015. And they're going to hit the 500 mark with the win here. And they may have Josh Gordon on the horizon as part of this offense. From the gun. Hurts. He was hit on the bounce. Jarran Reed got through the middle. Intended receiver Kenneth Gainwell. Kansas City had 437 yards of offense in the loss to the Chargers last week. Scored only 3 points in the first half because of all of those turnovers. Today, 472. 5 touchdowns for Mahomes. 24 of 30 through the air.
One mistake, the interception Eric Wilson took away, but it didn't cost. It only ended up costing his team 3 points.
Hurts tried to outrun the defensive line, but Alex Okafor wouldn't let him by. The pressure originally from Tershawn Wharton.
And this is what the Kansas City defense is actually built for. Remember the old days of Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts? Defense is built to have a 14-point lead. That's what this defense is built for in Kansas City. They haven't had those games lately. Right now, they're able to rush the passer.
2 minutes left in Andy Reid's return to Philly.
And by Verizon. 5G built right.
Back here in Philadelphia, Smokin' Joe Frazier, Rocky Balboa. We were staying out near the Rocky Steps, which is a fairly popular site for tourists.
I communed with The Rock this morning.
Did you?
Yeah, every time.
Took a walk?
On game day, I communed with The Rock.
Did you jog up or just a brisk walk?
If there's an elastic definition of jogging, that's what I did. Yeah. Or is it jogging with a soft jet?
Yeah, we have no video. Hurts. The catch, the run by Smith, and then he gets lifted up in the air by Juan Thornhill. That is one area that Devontae Smith will work on, and that's adding some muscle.
Yeah.
He's listed at 175.
Little strength, and we saw that pop up in the first few ball games, where, especially on those 50-50 contested balls, about his ability to be strong and go make the contested catch.
Off his back foot, incomplete. Smith intended receiver. Mike Hughes, a blanket defensively. 1:31 to play here in the fourth. Jalen Hurts, 29 of 44, 354 yards and a touchdown. This Philadelphia team, though, is going to absorb another loss, 3rd in a row.
I thought they were tough and gritty today. They had so many reasons not to play well. Blown out in Dallas, the offensive line shift that happened this morning. You know, I mean, you name it. There are a number of things going against them. An upset Kansas City team, and they hung in there for the better part of this game.
Work it to the outside. Curling now is Rager. And takes it right to the line to gain. So the Kelsey Bowl is once again going to belong to Travis over Jason. Travis had 6 targets today, 4 catches, 23 yards. It's Gainwell. on the give. And a first down inside the 35. We'll hit 1 minute to go. Now, this Eagles defense did come away with its first interception of the season. Some chances deep in Kansas City territory, had to settle for a field goal on a couple of occasions. That pass was deflected. Tyrann Mathieu, who gets all over the field in so many different spots. 44 seconds left.
Chris Jones out there with him as well, able to move to the edge more this year. Although today he played a little bit more tackle inside to try and help with the run game. But he was able to make that move because the offseason addition of Jarran Reed from Seattle. They'll pick up a pass rushing inside tackle, which allows Jones to slide outside and use his talents there.
Kansas City will avoid the 3-game losing streak. It would have been their first since the 2017 regular season. They lost 4 in a row at one point that year. Hurts can pad the numbers with a run to the outside. Hurts will be the team's leading rusher once again. And that gives him 47 yards on the day on the ground. 37 seconds left.
And for Philadelphia, I think that's something they're going to want to reverse pretty quickly. It's not like Baltimore, where Lamar Jackson being the leading rusher is never a surprise. It's actually really built into your offense. They want to get Miles Sanders going and get this running game moving a lot better.
Shotgun for Hurts, final 37 seconds. Hurts steps up, flips it. Good awareness there to Zach Ertz. Tackle at the 15-yard line. Clock is rolling. 23 seconds left. 9-yard pickup as Hurts improvises.
Like the battle, like the pride, trying to find a way to put some points on the board before this one's over.
Final 10 seconds. Hurts. Touchdown. Greg Ward. And some window dressing. Philadelphia will try to build on this performance with Carolina and Tampa Bay coming up on the schedule.
Carolina off to an excellent start. Had a tough one today, having a tough one today at Dallas, I think. I know it's a pretty good battle, last score I saw, but bottom line with that, I know a lot of fans are like, so what? What does that mean, this touchdown? It means that Nick Sirianni trying to build a team that's not going to let things go, not going to give up, trying to get better with each snap. It may seem a little trite to people, but it's important to this Eagles franchise in that offense.
And it's 400 yards passing for Jalen Hurts. Extra point is right down the middle. We have 4 seconds left. 42-30, Kansas City. This is something that I just haven't written down on my notes for a while. Kansas City entered action last place in the AFC West. That's the first time since week 6 of 2015. Yeah, that just shows you the standard and the excellence that this team has exhibited under Andy Reid.
They're going for what, their 6th straight AFC West championship. That's what they're trying to get to. They've hosted the AFC Championship game 3 straight seasons already. Back-to-back Super Bowl appearances, 1 win. I'd say that they have it going pretty well, but they had a nice little bump in these first 3 games. And that wake-up call, it hasn't been totally answered yet, but they took steps today, I believe, especially on the defensive side, not giving up touchdowns in every red zone opportunity.
Ball on the tee for Elliott. There really is no reason to try an onside kick. The hole is too deep. And the kick is through the back of the end zone. 4 seconds left. Kansas City will take a knee. Andy Reid, first coach in NFL history with 100 or more wins with 2 different teams. And he does it here in Philadelphia.
It's a nice symmetry there, isn't there? Congratulations to him. Congratulations to Kansas City. And now they've got a heck of one coming up. You did mention Buffalo, didn't you? What a game that's going to be.
Strong bounce back from the Kansas City Chiefs, 42-30 over Philadelphia. Let's go to James Brown in New York.
So Kansas City.